Ryad Merhy. Well, Murray, this fight, I've seen what people on social media have been saying. I've seen what people on YouTube have been saying um, about it being boring, about Jared Murray not doing what he need to do to make the fight more interesting. But I gotta say, Jared Anderson also played it safe, and he didn't do what he would needed to do to make the fight more exciting. When a guy is so defensive, you have to be defensively responsible, but you should be more aggressive. And Jared wasn't the aggressor. When you're dealing with a boxer, now I know that Murray normally doesn't fight like that, but anyway, when you're dealing with a boxer, you have to fight the boxer. You have to box the fighter. Murray took on the role of a boxer. And it was up to Jared to not only close the distance on him, but to take the fight to him. Jared didn't do that. You know what Jared reminded me of? We were just talking about spirituality in boxing. He's been in Houston, Texas, training. And Shakur's been there. He reminded me of Shakur Stevenson. You know, he's boxing this dude who he's supposed to be fighting. And he's got the guy on the back foot. He's got the guy where he wants him. He's just not doing what he's supposed to be doing. Jared wasn't aggressive enough. And that's why the fight went as long as it did. Jared was fundamentally sound. He did a lot of good things in there. He was getting hit with the left hook, snapping back out of the, instead of moving back and respecting distance with his feet, or rolling under his punches, or having a defensive, after you finish throwing a defensive shot, you have some sort of defensive offensive shot, you have some sort of defensive maneuver. He still didn't do that. Now, he's a heavyweight, mind you. He's a heavyweight. So that is one of the most important things here. Diesel says Jared has overrated power. It's not so much about his power, though. It's how he mounts his offense. Is Jared fundamentally sound? He got some things to work on. Let's say this. Let's say that Murray was in there with the Cuban boxer. What's his name? So I can give you all the reference points here. Let me see if I can find the Cuban boxer's name. Shit. Hold on one second. So if if Murray was in there with this guy, let me see if I can find him here. Okay, hold on a second. Because I can't remember his name. He used to train in Canelo's gym. Forgot what his name is. You guys remember? Frank Sanchez. Yeah. Good. Great. If Frank Sanchez, if I would smash the like button in the right corner, 3 dots in the right corner of the screen, if you have a phone. If Frank Sanchez was fighting this dude, I guarantee you, he'd have got him out of there, or he would have beaten him up. Because Frank, again, uses defense and everything, but he aggressively comes at you. You have to be aggressive against these kinds of guys. If the guy doesn't look like he wants to fight and he doesn't want to get knocked out, you have to give him a reason. You have to give him a reason to quit. You have to give him a reason to fight back. You have to make him fight. You know what I'm saying? And so Jared was trying to box him, and I just feel like Shakur's influence on Jared ain't doing him any good, any favors. Now, Frank Sanchez is fundamentally sound. Of course, of course. Jared has a little problems with, snapping back instead of using another defensive maneuver. Sometimes he also blocks shots, but really, Jared needs to work on. He needs to work on, you know, shooting the jab and remembering the jab can be countered and rolling under shots or whatever and coming around with some shots. Like he could have rolled under a shot. He could have rolled. He could have popped the jab to cause bait. If the guy don't bite the bait, then get aggressive, step around him, and especially when he was in the southpaw stance. Once you get lead foot dominance, you're supposed to be beating this guy up. Why weren't you doing that? So I didn't understand. I didn't understand what he was trying to do. I didn't get it. I didn't understand why he was just popping the jab. For most of the night, he was just popping the jab. You could see he didn't want to overextend beyond his reach. So his jab would come short sometimes. The guy would adjust his distance and range. But, I mean, come on now. I think that Jared could have done more. I think he could have done a lot more in that fight. With respect to Ryad Merhy obviously was in there to survive. He was in there. He wasn't really looking for no serious work, and he was just kind of countering off of what Jared would do. So he was feeding off of that. He was counter punching. But Murray wasn't really interested in no serious work. Jared beats Ajaba, Wilder, Dubois, Hrgovic. At this point in time, I think he just needs to develop himself as a fighter still. Ajaba, Jared's much more technically sound than Wilder and Ajaba. Dubois is a smart fighter, so Jared versus Dubois would be interesting, but I think that's a huge step up. Hrgovic, I think it's still a huge step up for Jared. Hrgovic is also fundamentally sound, big, strong guy. So, but again, those are possible fights for Jared. I say Jared needs to develop some things in his game before he takes on those guys, I think. Ajaba might be a good follow-up fight for Jared, I fancy some of his chances against Wilder, but if Wilder catches him with the right hand, I think it's all she wrote. I don't think Jared can hold up to that kind of power at this point in time. But who knows? Right? But, Jared's doing his thing. He's doing his thing. He's learning. These fights are definitely developmental fights. Top Rank is giving him. They're giving him good challenges. You saw the same thing with because, some people predicted that, Jared would just get this guy out of there. And I said, why is Top Rank allowing this guy who's a champion at cruiserweight, was a champion at cruiserweight, to face Jared? It got to be some veteran moves and stuff that this guy could bring to the table. And what the guy brought to the table instead was defense. He brought a lot of defense. He didn't want to get stopped. So Jared had to now force this guy to fight him. That's what he was supposed to do. Cut off the ring and force the guy to fight him. And Jared didn't know how to do that. So it is what it is. But hopefully it's a learning experience again to develop another aspect of his game so he can improve and add another wrinkle to his game. So next time somebody tries to just survive, you beat the crap out of them. That's what you do. You beat them down until they quit. Right? So that was the fight. Frank Sanchez would have done knocked that guy out. But Frank's ahead of Jared. He's got, he's had some fights. So, but I'm looking forward to seeing Frank fight in the ring as well. But yeah, I just wanted to make that comment about Jared Anderson and his performance. I think he got to fight these guys. Jared has star power and charisma. Yeah. He's a nice guy. He's a good guy. He's still developing as a fighter. So y'all need to ease off of the guy and let him take his time and develop his game. But Top Rank is putting in some interesting opponents against him to test him different ways. So that's good. And that's what I got for you guys. I'm WattUNeed. Don't forget you can also donate via PayPal. The link is in the description. I'm going to catch you guys later. Peace.